I've got a bit of a Brady Bunch thing happening here with three three windows here, but it's all good. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
Good to be here.
How have you guys had time to form this band, and how did the seed get planted? Did you all meet at the shops? Were you chatting online? What happened?
Okay, if you want to, have the full story, we have to go back a few years. I mean, we have to go back until 2008, actually, when me and Pete Black, the
Mm.
old bandmate, of King Diamond, we met here in the studio, and we worked out a few riffs and a few songs, just to see wherever that could lead us to. And
Mm.
this was actually back in 2008, and then nothing really happened, because I got busy with my stuff, and Pete got busy with other things. So then, during the pandemic, Pete continued to write a few things. I mean, not especially for this project or whatever, just, writing songs. And he played a few songs for Mickey, who thought it was really, really cool stuff. So Mickey said, hey, let's get Andy and Hal on board with this too, and see what they say.
Uh-huh.
So, Mickey called me, and, of course I was interested because me and Pete, we worked really well together, in the past, and well, we know that we can, write good stuff together. So there we were. This was like 2020 or 2021, something like that. And we slowly, started to, get a few things together, a few songs, riffs here and there, and after a while, I think after actually 2 years, something like that, when we were working on things, we need to get a vocalist, of course, and we had a few, names
Mm-hmm.
in mind, no names mentioned, but we were talking about that for, a couple of months actually. But then, I got to think of Nils. It's a great guy that I've been working with in an earlier project called X-5, together with the bass player from Hammerfall and Reeves Gabriels from Tin Machine and David Bowie. That was like an experimental album, we did back then. But Nils, great vocalist, great guy. So I thought, hey, I just, sent Mickey a few links, from Pagan's Mind, which is Nils's other band, and Mickey said, hey, this is the guy, and so did the other guys in the band, of course. So Nils came aboard, early, I guess, 2023 maybe, or late 2022. I can't really remember, but
Early
it's
23.
getting, yeah, it's getting a little blurry, but I mean, I think it's the perfect match for for this band. Yeah, and once we found that direction, everything, went a little faster, to put everything together. Same with Nils. I mean, we told him to be Nils and not trying to be like a clone or a copy of anyone else. Same with the song styles. I mean, putting together four guys, from the old King Diamond camp, you would think, oh, this will be a continuation of King Diamond or, conspiracy album or something like that. But no, it's not. I mean, everything we write here is like totally new. It's fresh. It's no leftovers from any old King Diamond stuff or Motorhead stuff or whatever. I mean, this is written for Lex Legion, and we try to stay away from old stuff we did, and we want to make this something unique.
Mm.
Am
Nils,
I
tell us
talking too
how.
much?
No, 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 no. It's all good. It's all good. Let's hear from you, Nils.
Yeah. Well, yeah. As Andy said, I worked with him on a record back in 2008 or 2009, I think, and it was great, but it kind of flopped. And I always had a wet dream of teaming up with the old gang from King Diamond. So when we were through doing that project, I told Andy, hey, if you're ever gonna do something with Mickey, Hal, and Pete, please call me. And that was just wishful thinking back then. But in 23, he called me. I was on my way out shopping groceries or something like that, and had to stop the car in the parking lot and yeah, just listen to what he offered me, really, to join a band with my dream lineup. I was stoked. I was like, my jaw was dropping. So a very good day for me, and I accepted right away, of course.
Yeah.
The guys sent me a couple of songs to try out. I was stumbling around a little bit to find my space in this, my sound. Being a huge fan of the old classic King Diamond band, I tend to lean towards copying some of the atmospheric stuff King did, but I was told by Andy and the other guys, just do your thing, just be Nils. And when I did that, we found our sound, really.
As far as
Agreed.
the phone call, let me know if you need me at any stage. You got to shoot your shot, because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you got to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
The songs on the album. Now, I've heard the album a couple of times. I've been fortunate enough to get a stream of that. Are these songs that were like written back in those sessions in 2008 that you were referring to, or are these all fresh?
Everything is freshly written, during the pandemic, I would say, except for you maybe you can, find some small tiny ideas from the 2008 sessions me and Pete had, but mainly everything is new except for the last one on the album, the instrumental one. That's actually, that whole song was actually written back in 2008.
Right.
The main structure of that song. Yeah.
Nice. What's some of the stories behind some of the songs here? Before you answer that, I'll tell you my favorite. Well, my favorite is every song on the album, but I Am the Resurrected stuck in my mind straight away. I'm like, oh,
all right, cool. That's all right. That's one of the first songs we wrote, actually.
Yeah, right.
So, Nils, your thoughts about that? I mean, the story behind it?
Yeah. If I should talk a little bit about the lyrics in general in the album, it's in the past I was always inspired by sci-fi stuff in Pagan's Mind and such, like otherworldly stuff. This time around, it's a little bit more. It's more personal lyrics, but I added a metal touch to them. The specific one you're talking about, I Am the Resurrected. I think the base of that is really myself coming back to the scene as a singer in a bigger format, because I was resurrected. But all the lyrics are written in a metaphorically way, so everyone can put themselves into the eyes of the singer or the storyteller here, and make up their own minds. That's how a great lyric should be written.
No.
But yeah, the wording of it is of course a lot of big words, so it sounds metal, of course.
Oh boy. Now, was it recorded in your studio there, Andy?
Yeah, a lot of it was actually. I mean, all the composing is pretty much done here. All guitars, all solos, all rhythm guitars, some of the bass, keyboards. There are very few keyboards actually, but there are a few arrangements in there, with keyboards too. That was recorded here, and then it's mixed and mastered here in the studio. Mickey recorded in a different studio. The drums then in a different studio where all the drums were set up, for him, kind of, so he can just walk in and out when he feels like, which is good. And Nils was recording his vocals back home in his home studio, and same thing with Hal Patino. He recorded the bass, in his home studio. So
you mentioned
then I got
keyboard.
everything from them, and put everything together here in the studio. Yeah, keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned keyboards. Who's playing keyboards?
Me and Pete actually. But I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just like a few chords here and there, some crazy stuff. I mean, basic stuff.
Yeah.
Fooling around a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Now, with having such a long career, there's been a few changes in the music industry over time, as we all know. What do you reckon is the best thing? to change?
What's the best way to change?
What's the best thing to have changed in the music industry? Is it, say, recording techniques?
In my opinion, definitely, because I'm so involved in that, I think
Mhm.
it's great. I mean, the way you record things nowadays is like, it's absolutely amazing, because I mean, if you don't like each other, you don't have to meet, and you can just send stuff to each other, I mean, what we do here is like a hybrid thing, with the recording. I mean, me and Pete sit together, work out riffs, we have Mickey come down here to help us arrange a few things, and then we send it off to the other guys. So it's kind of a hybrid recording. I mean, many people in bands nowadays, they don't even meet at all, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's not, I mean, our case,
No.
we still want to meet, of course, and then uh, when there's going to be a tour, when the time is right, we will of course meet and rehearse for that, So I mean, many people don't even do that, they practice
Mm.
at their own space, then they meet, maybe a day before they go out touring, stuff like that, But I mean, we won't do that, of course, But that's, with the recording, the technique and everything here, I think that's one big thing that's a good thing, with the change of the music industry, in my opinion. Then, of course, there are many bad things too, maybe, but
Well, that was my next question.
Yeah, like the best thing for me is like just being able to record my vocals at home, really, because I never could stand in a studio with a lot of guys watching me doing this personal thing that is singing. It's great when you play live, but in the studio it gets so near. You can hear everything. I really prefer to do that myself alone. So and if I have an idea during the middle of the night, I can just walk down in my basement and record it.
Mhm.
If I'm having a bad day vocally, I can skip the day. So stuff like this. I am yeah. A new
and the
way of
bad
recording
thing,
is perfect for me.
yeah, I totally agree with that. It's perfect. But a bad thing with the music industry now, I would say, it could be the AI actually, because it's getting kind
Yeah,
of scary, when
yeah,
people
yeah.
kind of rip you off, in the sense of you can, do a prompt, you can say, I want this singer, I want that to be on there, and that lead
Mm.
guitarist, and
Yeah.
comes out something that's so close to the original, or that's scary to me.
Yeah.
It can be inspiration too if you use it in the right way, but people who use it wrongly, I don't like it.
No, fair enough. Look what I have in my hand here.
All right.
Right? You remember much about that?
A little bit, yeah. It's
A little bit.
30 some years ago. So
Yeah, long. Doesn't time fly when you get to our age, eh? There's a little instrumental track on there called Insanity. Do you remember that? Quick personal question here. How would you feel if someone, say, used that in a wedding?
I thought it would be great,
Because
I mean, I thought it would be great. Definitely. It's a beautiful piece.
we used that in our wedding. My wife walked down the aisle.
Right.
Instead of the traditional wedding march, we used Insanity.
All right. That's
My
cool.
wife
No, I
says
think
hi.
all right. Say hi. No, I think, it would be perfect for that, I mean, uh, I think it's a beautiful piece, actually, that can be used for a lot of things, really, So sure, great, congrats.
Mm.
Super.
Back to LEX Legion. How did you get the name? Where did that come from?
Nils, you're good at this?
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of names up on the table when we did discuss band names. But one word that stood out, which we couldn't leave, was Legion, really. We all liked that one. But naming the band just Legion would be too short, so we needed another word. There were quite a few options. we were talking about Lost Legion, like the Legion from the 80s is coming back. It was just lost. I think that was great, but we found out there was another band who had that name. So I think it was Mickey who came up with Lex. And Lex means law in Latin, but it can also mean like darkness or mystical stuff. You just look it up on the internet. You have a lot of different interpretations of it. But most of all, it's sounding good when you speak it out. It's poetic, sort of. It has a good flow to it. It doesn't have to mean anything. Like Metallica doesn't mean anything at all. It just sits good in your mouth and looks cool with the X and stuff. So yeah, combination of those factors really. And it's pretty unique. No one else has the name.
No, all good. The album's coming out on the 12th of June. What happens then? Are you gigging?
We will be out on live shows when the time is right. There will be a single out tomorrow, actually. The second single coming out tomorrow.
And
Album,
which is
12th of June. And then we'll just wait and see what's happening, and start planning for next year. I mean, we're gonna, have this band on the map, as Mickey used to say, and plan for, the future, I believe, because Mickey's going to be really, really busy with Scorpions most of this year, up until end of October, I believe. And hopefully we'll continue to work on the King Diamond album. Nothing more to say about that for now, but that's the plan. And so hopefully sometime next year, you can see us live, somewhere, with LEX Legion, and we're already now working, or at least we have some ideas for the second album with LEX Legion.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Andy and Nils from LEX Legion, thanks so much for having a chat to me.
Thank you very much. Great
Thank
talking
you so
to
much.
you.
Good luck with the album when it comes out on June 12th, and looking at big things for you in the future.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you down there. Take it easy.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Take care of
Bye.
yourselves.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.